Okay, we're gonna open up the Washington County Planning Agency meeting. Today is July 30th, and do we wanna?
Sure.
Yeah, well, we should do roll call, right? Everybody's here.
Everybody's here, we have a quorum.
We had a quorum, we're all good.
Define here.
Exactly. So.
Okay, well,
projects?
we have two UML 239M referrals. First is for a project under the Town of Fort Edward Town Board consideration for the amendment of a local law, adding to chapter 82 of the town code, a new article entitled Importation, Disposal and or Processing of Solid Waste Prohibited in the Town of Fort Edward. And I'll just read a little pieces of it just to kind of get us oriented to this. That the legislative intent is the town declares its intent to regulate, control, and prohibit the importation, disposal, and or processing of solid waste inside and outside of the boundaries of the town of Fort Edward, not within their jurisdiction, of course, not the village. In view of environmental damage that the town of Fort Edward has experienced by past practices and operations involving the disposal and processing of solid waste, both hazardous and non-hazardous, the town board finds that restrictions against the importation, disposal, and processing of solid waste are necessary to be implemented to safeguard the public health, safety, and general welfare. And from chapter 82, I just wanted to say that we're looking at it in terms of intermunicipal impacts and county impacts. I guess this law, works in conjunction with Article 82, and doesn't, except for, well, if you read it thoroughly, it says something how it supersedes or but keeps the spirit of the original law with changes. But I just wanted to make note that the town of Fort Edward, by its governing board, is authorized and empowered by this article, general municipal law, municipal home rule law, and the town law, Article 27, to assign to any agency, municipality, or private sector and or part. So they mentioned the county, and I circled it somewhere. Where did they go? Oh yeah, of the environmental conservation law, to enter agreements with said county or Washington other municipal entities regarding siting. So in other words, they're setting up so that if they're working on home rule law and they're placing over the county, unless, so there's an unless part that doesn't follow this, but because I couldn't find it. Anyway, you understand this most, yeah,
So reading through this and actually going through sewer districts number 1 and sewer district number 2, where are they bringing in the sludge from other towns? Is that in the town of Fort Edward?
I don't know.
The sewer district, it's coordinate streets in the village. It's
Fort Edward, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And so how does that parallel track with?
well, the town doesn't have, even the villages inside the town, it's a separate government. So I think they were pretty clear in passing the local law that it covers anything excluding village. So say they want to put something in people saying that would be covered. Whereas something in the sewer districts exempted, at least as far as this law is concerned.
I know there was talk about getting a grant to bring in other sludge from other towns.
Because if it comes into the village, it'll be fine, be affected by this.
Interesting.
At least it's my.
Interesting. Okay. Guess that's.
This piece of it's trying to find, and I looked at the wrong.
I would wonder about any future laws, but as a general rule. I don't know how they can supersede one that hasn't passed yet.
I would guess they're talking about solid waste other than what we're talking about, but obviously it doesn't say that,
Right.
so their definition is broad. We're kind of talking about the sewer stuff, but
If and when there's a conflict, maybe just we'll balance it out.
Fair enough. Any other?
Intentionally brought it.
right.
I believe that's helpful. I would make a motion that this is a.
Matter of concern.
Matter of public concern.
Tim, you could jump in and made that.
Yeah.
It's all right. you can move it. I'll second that with just the notation that we put something in there relative to the current operations of the sewer district. But obviously, they consider and take that in mind as they push this forward. Certainly, the infrastructure there supports the entire village, and if not all, the majority of the town, or a lot of the town.
So the comment is to the board take into consideration current operations of sewer district.
Correct.
Any other?
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's.
Especially given that the town supervisor, if I'm not mistaken, is also one of the sewer commissioners.
I'm sure.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next.
Second is the referral of the project under the Village of Fort Edward Planning Board consideration for approval of site plan. Applicant is not, applicant is Irving Consumer. And 1 Eddy Street, new fire pump and tank for site fire protection. And the purpose of the review, 500 feet of New York State Route 4 and state-owned land containing a public recreation area. They're proposing to construct a 20-foot by 28-foot or 560 square foot fire pump house and a 395 gallon fire tank immediately north of existing fire projection buildings and tank to provide increased on-site fire suppression. And my notes just say, look at the site plan drawings, and the second note is to, I need to mention the last time we saw a construction on site and there was some question about the sewer line, but Laura has told me that the sewer line issue has been moved, Irving has moved it, it's resolved. And so both the county, the village and Irving knows where it is. So I guess we can reasonably assume that the location of the new fire tank, which is near McCray Street, is in a good spot, in a well thought out spot. If you look at the site drawing, you see some strange structure that looks like a rectangle and a couple of half circles, and that's just the circulation, I believe, that's showing 18-wheeler in and out. It's not a built structure. And another thing to note is that there's a retaining wall or at least a screening wall that's going to be built kind of at an arc between the water tower and the structures and the street, which is, as you know, residential.
Hey, well,
Yeah,
do we know if the 395,000 gallon tank is just gonna hold water? It's not gonna be any mix or any other.
there is nothing in the application that indicated that it was going to be anything other than water.
Okay, just wanted to make sure there wasn't fire suppressant in there. We should be concerned.
Foam in a river.
No comment.
So in building new, and what do they do with the old?
The old water,
Well, the old.
the old one, I don't know that they're taking it down. I couldn't tell if that was the plan or
Just
not.
adding to it.
I think they're adding to it. They're adding capacity is what I understood.
By increased capabilities.
Any other questions?
I would like to make a motion that this is the matter of local concern.
Thank
Move it.
We have a second.
I will second that. Should we add a comment about the mix versus water?
Yeah, we can just add after that.
Confirm that.
Confirm that the tank hold water, water exclusively and no, not fire suppressant.
Yeah.
Fire. And okay, so that is the end of the GML business, other than we have recorded final action that came in from the Town of Fortian Planning Board. The applicant that we had was Robert DeShaw way back in May. We saw his application about the auto, and our comments were ensuring APA jurisdictional determination. So ensure that tree buffer remains between proposed use and adjacent neighbors and Bishop Stream, if you remember that.
Oh, yes.
And, but he's withdrawn the application. And that's it.
Thank you. We have to, have a vote on that last one, all in favor.
No, no,
okay.
it's a notice.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, not the last one, the one
Yeah.
before.
Oh, we didn't do it all.
it's just a final report.
No, on the Irving one,
No,
we
the
did
matter.
Irving final.
Oh, we haven't done that?
Well, I
There's a
second,
motion, but.
I did a
there's no-
second.
Oh, we didn't hear the
And then we
vote.
do-
All right, let's
yeah.
keep this to the process.
Okay.
That's
So I seconded.
Yeah, all in favor.
Aye.
Just stop. Whatever. All right, so any other business?
No other business.
Thank you.
Thank you.